Hey everybody, Scott from Enduro America. So today we're going to do a little walk around of the new 6 days 300 XCW that I picked up out in Tucson last week. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to ride it yet because I had a little injury on that bike behind me, the Husqvarna Desert Race bike that we put together. Severed my finger, did some damage, and it's probably going to be a little while before I'm going to be able to get back on a bike and ride efficiently anyway. But stay tuned. Here's a couple clips from what's coming in the next few episodes. So this is what we have all been waiting for, the new 2018 KTM 300 XCW 6 Days Edition. So I picked this up about a week ago in Tucson, and kind of a spontaneous buy. I didn't really need another bike, but I've been kind of waiting for one of these 6 days bikes to pop up again, and they didn't do these in 2017, at least in the two-stroke edition, or this 300 two-stroke. So when it came back out in 18, I thought I'd kind of snatch one up. Since I sold my 250 XCW. So, but this is the bike. You know, you'll notice a couple little things on these. The triple clamps are anodized. So I'm saying a couple things over the standard edition 300 XCW. So you'll get anodized triple clamps. Obviously this decal kit that you see on the fenders, the number plate down here on the forks. These are actually a different color. These are orange on the 6 Days edition. You also end up getting the this little anodized pull, and I put the FMF, the Turbine Core 2.1 on there because I needed a spark arrestor to be compliant with our state. We're down here in New Mexico. And then I also put these arc levers on, which is supposedly an unbreakable lever. I've run them on a couple other bikes. I've never broken one, so I'm a firm believer in them. They're definitely worth the money. The solid brake disc rotor also comes on the 6 Days edition, and then you get the Super Sprox rear sprocket, which I believe this is a 50 tooth that comes standard on here. I'm not quite sure if this chain guide's any more heavy duty than what you'd find on the original version of it, but it does look pretty stout. It seems pretty tough anyway. Other than that, pretty much graphics, and I think they give you a map switch, which I believe that's mounted up here on the bars. So you get a little map switch with it to switch between like a high power and a low power. Pretty much it seems like all the two-stroke bikes are going to that now. My Beta had it last year. The Beta's got it this year again. But pretty kicking little bike. We're going to do a couple things to it here and do a little buildup of it. I've already broken it down. I took the entire front end apart, made sure everything was torqued properly, re-greased the steering bearings. I had the fork tubes off. I have not re-sprung this for my weight yet, which I'll probably have to go up a spring rate on the front and the back. But we'll get that all set up and kind of get this thing out and test it, hopefully. Now, one other thing that, little hint or a tip that I like to give you guys, on all of my bikes, if you notice down here, I've got it written. I actually take a magic marker and I write on here, this is 15. And I know that one looks kind of like a 3, but these are 15. This is 15 Newton meters. So I've only done it right here, but I'll go around this entire bike and I'll write all of the torque specs on all of the bolt heads or near the bolt heads. Like for example, the brake ones are usually 25 Newton meters. This is I want to say like 34, don't quote me on that exactly, but I'll go around the entire bike and write them on there, just so you don't have to look it up each and every individual time when you do it. You know, if you go down, for example, you drop the bike or you crash it a little bit, especially on the front end of these bikes, they're really particular with if you get it twisted up at all. So your suspension's not twisting on you. So you just you basically start, what I'll do is I'll start at the top, I'll loosen both sides of the top triple, and and then I'll retorque these immediately, and then I'll loosen these bottom triples and everything down here, and I'll kind of work my way down. Then I'll retorque the bottom triple, and then I'll start here, and I'll do this side, and then I'll kind of shake the front end around and or jack this up, spin the tire, and hit the brake a few times, and then retorque this side. And that'll reset your front end so the forks aren't binding at all, which is pretty important. Again, you want to make sure your suspension's working the way it should be. But if you guys have any questions on the bike in particular, we're going to be doing some ride videos coming up pretty quick. And then I've also got a Moto van video, if you can see the van in the background there. We did a little Moto van build, and we'll have that coming up. So go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But if you have any other questions, comments, anything you'd like to know, leave it in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if there's anything else we can do for you, just let us know.